name's Dan Mills, and my address is 1817 Mills Avenue, actually. It's Spooky up 49445. And thanks for hearing me. Anyway, I have a question from a local resident, actually, who can't attend tonight. And so I said I'd carry the question and look for your answers. And this has to do with the emergency manager. And so this citizen of Muskegon Heights is wondering, and so am I now too, of course. This seems so outrageous, and we're wondering if that the city has any intentions of confronting the state, like with the lawsuit even, this installation of an emergency manager to take over the public school here. And the perspective here is that, well, residents here are paying taxes, and some emergency managers coming in who was not elected but appointed. Why are we paying villages to support a public school system when actually the power's been taken away from the citizen and now resides with some appointed emergency manager, as has been done in so many other racially segregated cities in this state? And I'd like to know, she'd like to know too, your response to the thank you.
So you're asking why the city has not intervened? Is that what you're asking?
Actually, what seems to be expected is an actual lawsuit challenging the state in that regard and taking away the power from the people and installing an emergency manager. Taxation and representation, that's
Mr. Bill, there have been lawsuits statewide, and they're not finished. They would be infinitely expensive for any single municipality to file a lawsuit of that kind against the state. Moreover, to the extent you're concerned about the school, that would be more appropriate for them to take action against it rather than the city.
Well, that's why I asked you again, when you were looking at you take over the schools and something else. That's why I asked you that. But I think my attorney just cleared it up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have a bad ear.
Okay, let me speak on the restate. First of all, as to the emergency manager statute, there are lawsuits challenging it. Those lawsuits were filed in Lansing and now pending before the Court of Claims. And that's the appropriate way to deal with something like that, I would suggest. As far as what is happening with the school system, and if there is opposition to the appointment of such a person, then that opposition has to come from the school as the party involved.
Okay, so the lawsuits is the question. The lawsuits that have been filed, excuse my ignorance, is the city of Muskegon Heights a participant in that lawsuit?
No. These are lawsuits that are a direct frontal attack on the constitutionality of the statute. So if they prevail, it will affect everybody.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to come forward? Please state your name and address and please adhere to our 3-minute rule.
Hello, my name is Shonda Baby. I'm from 4380 Happy Point in North Shores, Michigan. I came before you a few weeks ago with the fluoridation issue, and I noticed something about fluoridation is on the schedule today, but I didn't understand exactly what that is happening. You've hired an outside firm to do some sort of evaluation on the system. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you read the things that I sent you?
Yeah, we just got them in our packet, so we got a chance. I got a chance to glance over mine this weekend. But as you can see, that we are going ahead to get this engineering firm to go ahead and perform a fluoride system evaluation on the water filtration plant.
What kind of evaluation is this? To see whether the fluoride system works, or I mean, what?
No, I'm sure it's working. It's like that.
This is an evaluation we've been mandated by the state to provide overfeed protection for the fluoride system. So it's an additional set of stopgap for safety measures that the state has asked all plants to employ. And so we're proposing to hire this firm to ensure that we've done that sort of thing properly. In addition, there's a grant for that service, and it's available through the Michigan Department of Community Health, the Oral Health Division. I believe it's been proposed by Delta Dental, and we'll be employing the firm to also make application to offset the cost of the study and any proposed work that we have to do on the system.
So did any of you read the packets that I gave to you, or did you just all get them? Because I brought them in over 2 weeks ago. Oh, okay. I really wish you could read them before you even apply for a grant for this sort of thing, because many, many small communities throughout the whole United States and Canada are just voting out fluoride. This fluoride was based on tests that were done that were flawed, severely flawed. And the fluoride has been proven to cause fluorosis of the teeth and of the bones. We have been over-fluoridating our youth. We get it in our bottled water, in our fruit juices. We get it in our toothpaste. It's not good for the people. On top of it, it is a deadly chemical. And many places are just voting it out. Simply, the city councils just vote it out. Obviously, the American Dental Association has heard about this, because this is what they do. They send in places, they send in people to keep you on fluoride. And it's happened over and over and over again in all these communities. Matter of fact, Mount Pleasant voted it out. They spent tons of money on a big ad campaign in there. But if you ask the ADA for the scientific studies to prove that this is good, they have done. They do not refute it with science. I have given you over 10 scientific studies and many testimonials that talked about the dangers of overfluoridation, which recently our government just lowered the fluoride by half because they realize what they're doing. As a matter of fact, most towns have to have a warning on their water bill that says, do not feed this water to infants. That's how dangerous it is. And so I hope that you'll really read this stuff and consider this before you even get into this, because this, I don't know when this came in, but I was told that this might happen if I go to my local water, people who control the water, is that the ADA uses organizations to come in and try to keep it in. And do you know that it's an industrial waste product from the fertilizer industry that they can't even put in the oceans by law, but they put it in our water? It causes ADHD, it causes fluorosis of the teeth. It's very dangerous. I've been affected by my dear friend who was put on the fluoride pills. Within 3 months, he had a severe case of ADHD that they've never been able to control. But that's just a personal story. But anyway, I really urge you to read the studies, and there's tons more studies. And we'd be happy to bring PowerPoint presentations and video presentations to you, because it's, you know, I feel in some ways it also affects your nervous system and your mental capacity. I feel in some ways we've been participants in an experiment by our government to, I don't know for what purpose. But if you look back at the original studies of Grand Rapids and Muskegon, there was no difference, and there was no difference in the cavities between the two. And also, just to let you know, Grand Rapids has the highest dentist per capita of anywhere in the whole United States, and they've been fluoridated the longest, and they have the most cavities and teeth problems. Anyway, I got fired up, and I appreciate your time, and I really hope that you'll read the stuff that we gave you.
Thank you, Ms. Becky. Is there anyone else on the floor who'd like to come forward, please come forward, state your name and